Yo, what's going on? Another Sunday morning here with the House of Nerd Show. Oh, what's going on?
Nothing much, here.
Are you awake?
I'm awake.
I'm barely awake this morning. Thank goodness, for that extra hour daylight saving time. Man, you gotta love it, eh?
hmm
But somehow I think we're both a little. It's gonna be a long one today, folks. But hey,
Why is it gonna be a long one?
man, thanks everybody for coming through Sunday mornings with the House of Nerd Show, man. You know how it is. I got my coffee. Oh, you got your coffee, or
Yeah, I got a little something.
you got
A
a little something?
little something, coffee, some little extra.
A little stiff drink, you know?
Yeah, it's
Stiff
coffee. I
drink.
mean, it's still coffee, right?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Joey. Appreciate you coming through. Cookie Monster, man. How's everybody doing today? Hey, we got quite a show for you guys today. Man, I'm kind of hyped because who do we have today, Al?
We have the co-creator of OBE, CM Bratton.
CM Bratton. Yes, we're gonna bring her on in just a second. So the idea was to have both writers on the show this morning. Carrie may or may not be on later on. So stay tuned to that. We'll see. But hey, we're hyped. We're hyped because we do have for you the one and only CM Bratton. So let's bring her on. Let's get this show started. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, CM? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I hope you like my scarf. It's in the shape of a puppy.
Oh, look at that. He's a rock star. Rock star.
Talking about you, Nana. No, it's a Star Trek name.
It's
Yeah.
not great. Okay. What's his name?
Her name's B'Elanna.
B'Elanna.
B'Elanna from Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Really
any
good.
any Trekkies who may or may not be watching, hey, right?
And her daughter here is Kismet. That's from Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Kismet from
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't say that I'm familiar with either of those characters. So Al, are you ring a
No,
bell at all? Or?
the two franchises I probably know the least about.
For Aisha, which was the gold queen woman in the movie, if you wanted to know.
Okay.
That was another name for her.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Okay.
still blanking. I'll Google after the show.
Okay, I've got it. So B'Elanna, my uncle, when he met her, called her Banana because he loves the Minions. So she also goes by Banana. Is that a little bit easier, nerdum? The Minions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Minions for sure. I
Okay.
got 3 kids.
Okay. I'm with that. CM Bratton, hey, thank you so much for coming out through. I know it's Sunday mornings is a weird time, but thank you so much for coming on. You are the writer, co-creator of OBE, Out of Body Experience. Has been one of my favorite books this year, man. Gotta say,
Hey, that's what I
absolutely love it. Can you tell, for those who may not be familiar with you, a little bit about yourself and how you came to be one of the writers on this lovely book here?
It's funny. I never call it OBE. We've called it OBE for like 10
Oh,
years. OBE. So, and we say OBEing or OBEs. We never say OBEers or anything like that. So it's sort of interesting how people have taken the dots, the acronym, and they like the letters. And I'm like, I'm so lazy. I just want one word. OBE. Sorry.
After I saw the trailers on the website and they were saying I was like, that's going to be hard for me to break mentally because I've been saying OBEing. It doesn't even have to make sense, but that's what in my head.
Yeah, I just sort of go with the flow now. When I say OBE, I'm like, what are they talking about? Oh, yeah, that's yeah. So I'm a sci-fi fantasy writer primarily. I've got 30 books published. I've got a lot of dragon books. I love dragons a lot. I also like really hard sci-fi. So I have series where I really learned a lot of science and then unlearned it as quickly as possible because it was really hard for my brain. Like, for example, okay, so I'm in this giant round spherical ship that's not supposed to be a ship. It's supposed to be at the bottom of the ocean, but now it's floating, and I've somehow got to get it from like 5 knots to 12 knots, so I can make it 400 miles within 2 weeks. So how much more energy do I need from my wind turbines? So those kind of questions, I'm like, why the fuck do you do this to yourself?
Overcomplicate things.
Right, exactly. I wanted to be like technically as accurate as possible. I've got another story I've been working on for a long time about a quantum optics physicist, and it's not the easiest subject to learn about. So, at least so he sounds like he knows what he's doing. But anyway, so a lot of sci-fi. I have a Wonderland series. I adore Wonderland. I performed actually at the Scottish Fringe Theatre Festival a long time ago for a Bunraku version of that, which is like a 3-person manipulated puppet. And I did some other Alice in Wonderland things, and it wasn't until I started my first Wonderland book that I really, really felt connected to both books and the stories, and that was like, it's my favorite thing. Good morning, Oscar. And so I'm like, I like these pop-ups.
Oh yeah. keep them coming, folks. PM's taking the pop-ups.
I know.
You heard it.
So I was sort of talking to Elle about this earlier. I actually spent all of my 20s dedicated to theater, and I didn't really start seriously writing. I mean, I've always written, did poetry. I did a lot of academic writing. I have a paper published. I love academic writing. I love technical writing. I just love writing. And then I sort of got pulled into script writing in, I guess, sort of tipping my toes in 2006.
Yeah. I'm sorry, CM. It looks like your co-writer, co-creator has just made it into the studio. God, I'm gonna bring him on in. Hey, what's going on, Kerry? How you doing, buddy?
Yes, you made it.
I made it.
You made it. I'm gonna have to change the banner now. I'm gonna have to put you on that one. I made the edits, but hey, thank you so much for coming through.
No, thank you for having us.
Yeah, awesome.
So I was just introducing myself, Kerry, about my background. And if you're wondering, this was a request that I talk like this, all right?
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody who's freaking out, I'm not actually English, although I did live in England for a while. You have 2 degrees, like I mentioned. So Karen and I met in 2006, and that's when we started, well, he more than me, dipping our toes in a film. And then in my late 20s, had a bad breakup, and I decided to finish my first book. And at that time, there was another script Kerry had worked on that was doing really well in the competitions. And he was like, you need to move back to San Antonio so we can work on more scripts. And we ended up working on a different film, and that film got picked up. We were able to film it. It has a bunch of amazing people in it. And at the same time, we wrote a treatment for O.B.E back in 2011. So the idea has been germinating for a long time. Kerry came up with the idea when he was 15. Yeah. So a long time ago. So it's just been kind of sitting there. And then I think back in 2018, Kerry's like, you remember O.B.E? That's what we call it. And I was like, oh, yeah. So we looked through our really old emails and we found the treatments. And we're like, yeah, let's write this. And we wrote it actually as a film. And then that's what we used to turn into the page panel format for our artists, because Kerry knew an amazing colorist, Lee. And so just to kind of back up, in the meantime, in my 30s, I focused on writing. So that's when I got all the books written, and then the film stuff primarily was done for me as well at that time. So 2018 is technically when we really got serious with O.B.E.
So it sounds like it's been germinating for quite some time. OBE, O.B.E. Kerry, CM, I gotta ask you guys, where did this? Because this is, I love this book. Absolutely crazy. I love the concept, the ideas behind this. I gotta know how was this born? Where did this come from? Because it's wild stuff, man.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, what we always talk about with OBE, which is kind of a classic detective story in an unseen world. And so really kind of wanting to tackle this world of astral projection and what would happen if this were to become an actual thing tomorrow, and then where would we be 40 years from now, but at least having a very clear through line so you're not getting too overwhelmed with the entire world. You can kind of follow this detective where he kind of walks you into the world of O.B.E And so that's kind of what we wanted to have it very grounded, where even though the world around you has completely changed, it's still a very classic narrative that you can follow. So that way you're not, while experiencing all these other insane things that are around you.
Yeah. So for those who might not be familiar with OBE, out of body experience, can we give them, a synopsis, about what OBE is about?
Sure. I mean, our log line, which is, a haunted detective, must track a serial killer in a world where everyone can astral project or have an out of body experience. So very much so, you're trying to track down a killer in this insane world of astral projection, and you're following this detective and Amari, this social worker that they come into contact with, and then all of the twists and turns on who did it and why.
We certainly had a fun time, particularly when we get questions from people, basically world building, like what are these rules, and then we'd go over them, and then we'd be like, well, okay, if this is like this, and what does that mean for this? So it was just constant, like we have probably between the pilot, the scripts, the comic, probably done over 50 drafts of this story, so that we could get into understanding, not just because, like Kerry said, we want you to understand, hey, he's a guy trying to find a thing, but the world around is very rich. But we didn't want to be like, hey, there's this hologram explaining this thing. We just wanted the things to happen around it and hopefully just look fully fleshed. And then you kind of gain understanding through the characters' reactions to everything. For example, we never explained in the first issue, right, that drugs are legal. We just see the detective doing drugs because we thought, well, there's another time we can bring that up. It's kind of just interesting to be like, why is this cop like snorting up, or doing pills and stuff. So those, so why are drugs legal? Okay, we got to go figure that out. Okay, so where did cadence come from? We got to figure that out. So there's just on and on and on, but we also wanted it to be an extension of the science that already exists, like self-driving cars and stuff.
That's one of the, for me, I think the best things about OBE is the world building. Right from issue 1, I said, just this whole universe, this whole environment that you guys created, man, it really feels like all the little details, right? Some of the questions and details are answered in the first issue, like you said, like drug use is commonplace, and I gotta say, the cover for OBE, it drew me in. I said the cocaine use, the DMT use, is what hooked me. No, it didn't really. Everything was great, but I mean, just stuff like that. And then you go on later on. I think it's issue 3 where it explains why drug use is legal, and I thought the reason for that was great. As so everybody, this is a world where people are addicted to astral projection. People are able to astral project now. The population is decimated. So in order to combat that addiction, the governments have made drug use, hard drug use, legal to try to temper that addiction to this astral projection, which I thought was great. And it might be a little fucked up, but I don't know. I kind of want to mind experiencing a world.
Believe it or not, we don't know a lot about drugs. So I have a best friend who's a drug counselor. So I was calling her. I was like, okay, so I need to have this guy order a bunch of drugs. How can I make this sound totally whack? I don't like. She was laughing that way. I would say stuff. She's like, you don't do that. You smoke this. You don't do that. You snort. I don't know the verbs. So making sure that we got other things right.
Well, we originally had it where Coca-Cola started putting back cocaine.
Yes, yeah.
But of course, but of course, for rights, we figured we couldn't put that in the book because Coca-Cola would probably come after us.
Yeah, I don't know if Coca-Cola would have. They would have been about.
It's going to be the whole slogan, like on the billboards, putting the Coca back in the cola, right?
Oh man,
their whole campaign. But yeah, we're like, man, I guess we have to scratch that.
So I had to ask. I said, man, all this research, did it come from personal experience? So
neither one of us is ever astral projected, although I would love to. But
okay,
that would be because that would be some from a research standpoint. I'd be like, yes, now I can explain it even better, instead of secondhand. So
absolutely. So where did the idea of astral projection being almost activated by DMT, where did that come from?
Research.
Yeah, so I'd actually seen a really great documentary called DMT, the Spirit Molecule.
It's great. Yeah.
And they were talking very much about that exact experience on this kind of unknown entity that exists in all living things. And so, when CM and I were talking about it, kind of saying that makes sense, right? Because they're not sure exactly what it unlocks, but what if that was the kind of the key component to unlocking everybody's astral self?
Yeah. For those who haven't checked out DMT, the Spirit Molecule,
it's cool.
I highly recommend it, man. It's some crazy stuff.
Dimethyltryptamine, in case you're wondering.
Dimethyltryptamine, yeah, it's the active ingredient. In ayahuasca.
Yeah.
So it's
so I've heard.
Yeah, hallucinogen. We've heard.
I swear I've never. But I have.
Opens up the that third eye. It's some crazy stuff, man. So just right off the bat, the whole premise for OBE is just kind of out there, really cool, something that I haven't seen anyways in comics. So you guys are saying it started off as a draft, as a script for film or for TV?
For a feature, yes. So we wrote it as a feature, and then kind of put it on the back burner, if you will.
All right, Joey, TMI, but thank you.
That is absolutely true.
Pretty close. Close enough. Close enough for.
And so. Oh my God, I completely lost my train of thought.
No, I have way too many weird things in my head now.
So we wrote it as a feature, and then we kind of put it in the drawer, and we went on to work on Sanitarium, and then started doing the Comic-Con conventions and things of that nature, which is when, of course, I met Lee Duig, who then introduced
Sanitarium was a comic series as well, by the way.
Oh, I didn't realize it. So Sanitarium, you guys, you made a film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a feature film with Malcolm McDowell, Lou Diamond Phillips, Robert Englund was in it, and we did it all here in San Antonio as well.
That's awesome. Who doesn't love a little bit of Lou Diamond
Phillips? Hey, come on, yeah.
La Bamba, baby, La Bamba.
He's the best guy.
Hey, I love it.
And we did that here as an anthology. It talked about patients that are all in a sanitarium. You find out kind of their downward spiral into madness, if you will. But very much Hitchcock, Twilight Zone kind of classic psychological thriller that then we also then turned into a comic book series that we did a limited run as well. And then, of course, that's when we had met Lee Duig and Christopher Allen. And then that was kind of where that, in essence, started, which was the saying, well, why don't we take this and adapt it into a graphic novel, and turn into a comic book series. And so, we worked on that for a couple of years, on getting everything done. And then we had pitched it to Antarctic Press, and they loved it, and they said, we'd love to publish this.
Yeah, thankful. I mean, it's a four issue miniseries, guys. And it is available through Antarctic's press website. Issue 4 dropped, I believe, I want to say 2 weeks ago. So
on the 20th, yeah,
very recently.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that 4th issue, I'm gonna say it right now. Issue number 4 of OBE was one of the most entertaining books I've read all year. Period.
Wow.
Guys, man, I can't say enough good things about it. Just flat out entertaining is the best way I can put it.
The twist after the twist within a twist after there's one more twist. Yeah.
But it
twist on
felt
top of a
organic
twist,
though.
with
Like
a
it
wrap,
didn't
within a
feel like
twist.
a forced
Right.
it very much. But the whole story I felt that's what I liked about, like you were saying earlier, we're following this one character and the information we're being fed it felt very organic. It didn't feel like I wasn't overwhelmed at any point or like, oh, let me go figure out what that means. Like it very much played out accordingly. Like I really liked it.
Yay, thank you.
Awesome.
We work hard at that.
Yeah, we got some comments from the audience there. The pacing, how things are explained.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Rob.
I agree. You know, I mean, not everything. I mean, you know, maybe another writer would have just tried to cram everything into that first issue and explain, because it's it's this crazy world, crazy concept, right? But things kind of came explained organically throughout the 4 issues. Very, very enjoyable. CM Kerry, these issue 4 in particular, like I said, just twist wrapped in a twist, boxed. Just I think the first time I read number 4, I had to hit CM immediately after I finished reading it, because it gave me goosebumps. No word of a lie. I did not see that, and I want everybody at home to experience it for themselves, but just blown away. So I don't want to go into the spoilery details, but was that was that ending always kind of envisioned from the beginning of this process, or did it kind of come along as you were writing this story?
That was probably one of the earliest things we figured out.
Yeah. That was one of always kind of the main points that we had established very early on. But as we were kind of diving into it during the writing process, there were a lot of things that came to light that we didn't even realize at the time on how it actually came to be and why it ended that way. And it really wasn't, just working on, draft 87 and being like, oh, wait a second, that's exactly why that happened, and starting to develop more characters and things of that nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta ask, are we going to be getting any more of this O.B.E, this crazy world?
Yeah, so we're really hoping for we will be at San Diego Comic-Con next year to release the trade.
Okay.
And so we're going to be putting in a lot of cool backstories, sketches, some new art when we release the trade next year. But we are certainly right now in discussions for being able to continue the series and be able to kind of carry on this crazy tale.
Sort of cliffhanger. I mean, it's the opening door.
Yeah, I mean, with that ending, I mean, for me as a reader, I have to know where this story is going. There's no way. I mean, I'll do whatever I can to. I mean, let's get this baby rolling, man. We need to see more O.B.E. But so you guys are going to be at San Diego Comic-Con next year.
We will be with AP, and so
okay,
we're very excited, and just really exactly that. Just wanting to get the book out there, get as many eyes on as we possibly can, so that way everyone can experience it also.
And that's so we're looking at a trade release around next summer.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. And some bonus content in there as well, you're saying, and then hopefully, maybe a volume 2 announcement.
Very much so. That's exactly.
That's the idea.
That is the plan.
Yeah,
it's always the plan.
So you guys are both out of San Antonio,
and our artist too.
The artist as well. Sorry, is Christopher Allen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you guys kind of connect and come together for this book?
Yeah. So Lee Duig has been working for Marvel and does all the Star Wars and all that good stuff, and then Christopher Allen the same, and they've been working together for over a decade on Marvel books, and from everything from Iron Man to Captain America on down. And so of course, and then CM and I have been working together for over a decade, and so kind of when the four of us got together, it was this really great team, between us as a writing team, them as, illustrator, colorist team. And we just sat down and we had sent them the script. They loved it. They completely saw it exactly as we saw it. But the things that they brought to the table were just far beyond our wildest dreams as well. And it was just an incredible collaborative process from Chris doing the immediate sketches and kind of designs, and us kind of going back and forth on what do we want to see. And then of course it was so great being in the comic book world, because we weren't limited on a budget. We weren't limited on what we could put on the page. We were just limited by what we could come up with in our imaginations.
That must have been, just a surreal feeling to have those words and then translated into those comic images. Al, can we throw up those pages again, real quick, please? I gotta say, the colors crushed it. I love the whole throughout the whole series, just the color palette. The neons, really lends itself to that kind of dystopian kind of future, vibe. And then here we see where they're astral projecting, and it's cool stuff. It's cool stuff all throughout. Like you have the nightclub scene. Okay, that I gotta say that blew my mind. I love that. So you have I guess a place of a safety for the OBEers. It's essentially it's a nightclub.
Yeah.
But they're going to astral project, and you see all the bodies kind of strewn about, and then they're OBEing to the beat of the music, which I thought was nuts.
Fun fact, that is one of the first images Kerry had of the whole thing, like for 25 years, like from
I just always thought it would be really interesting. And what if you went into this giant nightclub and everybody's just laying on the ground?
Well, because that kind of reminded me of like I live in Seattle. We have like safe havens for people to safely use illegal drugs, and so it kind of, but that's kind of funny that I was 15 and I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, I guess it's like a safe haven for I don't know in the States, in Canada, we have like places where drug addicts, they go in, like needle exchange program, injection sites is I think what they call them.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of Natick's, that's his whole mantra, which is protecting OBEers and giving them a safe place to be able to come and astral project without having fear of being persecuted or murdered.
Because when everybody was dying from it, it's not just addiction, it's violence being done to these bodies just left unattended, basically. So there's two sides of that, like, oh, I don't want to stop, and then, oh, I hate you, OBE, which may seem irrational, but like COVID has taught us that we weren't irrational at all with what we were.
Wow. For all the cool kind of stuff within this OBE world, what also makes it great is, at its root is, you have this Detective Cole, he's just it's a story about someone trying to overcome their grief, loss. He's become addicted, because of this pain, this loss. He's become addicted himself, not to OBEing, but to other substances. And maybe not addiction, but I think pain and loss, suffering, very relatable thing that anybody can relate to. So this is an out there story, but at its core, you have this character who's just, he's just like every one of us, going through this kind of struggle, through this grind, right?
We love using flashbacks to sort of flesh out everybody's stories. It's like, I don't know, it's one of our favorite ways to kind of, so it's not so linear. It helps create suspense, but it's also a nice way to unroll a little bit more of the world at a time without saying, and now we'll explain this thing.
Yeah, for sure. How did you guys So I mean, with a story like this, within the story, oh, we got a cameo appearance from
Kismet.
Kismet.
Kismet, yeah.
Who's the other one? Okay.
She's right here. She's like just chilling.
Oh, we got a two for. Hey, we love the doggies here on the House of Nerds show.
Yay! Thank
We
you.
welcome them anytime. Hey, Carrie, if you have a couple doggies lying around, I mean, bring them on camera. Bring them on camera, man. The more the merrier, man. We love him. We love him. I love all the little kind of themes sprinkled throughout the story. Like the moral and religious implications of this addiction to O.B.E. What would it do to I mean, if this were to happen, what happens to religion, to faith, right?
I mean, it absolutely shakes the very foundation of an entire belief system, which is always kind of the question is, what if tomorrow you could prove that the soul is real and that the soul exists, and not only can you prove it, that everybody can experience it.
Go visit the soul plane
and visit the astral plane. And what would that do to what would that do to the government? What would that do to religion? What would that do to belief systems? And I think that it would turn things on its head real fast.
I that's part of the fun of reading this book. I mean, what would happen, right? And I don't know if it was just me, but I went just kind of sucked into a deep dive of really like, shit, man, what would happen if this were to happen in the next 10, 15 years? Or I mean, hey, they're I know in certain states, certain places, they're opening up studies on DMT use, or even mushrooms, things that have been banned for like the longest time, and now they're slowly starting to opening up, right? I mean, it's crazy times. So maybe something like this is not so far off. I mean, for better or for worse, I don't know, man.
Sure.
Yeah. Al, did you have any notes for Crystal? Excuse me, CM and Carrie?
No, I think we touched on everything. I think, like you were saying, like what does happen if this was like, is it going to be monetized, and who gains from that, and why are you paying somebody to experience something within yourself? You know what I mean? So I was thinking about those implications when I was reading it, and so it was interesting because it really, like, on the surface it was a fun book. I agree with Sergio. It was a lot of fun, but after I read it, I was like, oh dang, like let me sit here and think about this for a minute.
Yes. We did the same thing many times.
If the opportunity were ever to present itself, would you guys OBE? OB?
Yes.
You would? I don't, man.
CM, she didn't have to think about that. She's like,
Yeah.
100%.
I want to try it. I'm like dying to be like,
I'd be terrified that I'd become a reliant, like, immediately.
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I really would be. I'd be like,
You would not be a reliant.
I would probably.
See, I don't like people watching me.
I'd end up at
I'd
Mission
be out.
Plata, hooked up to a freaking IV.
He's probably right. I'm the one who could do it safely.
Yeah, you'd be like, okay, like, yeah, you'd be like Amari and be able to kind of travel through both planes and be all right.
Like, let me write about this experience.
I'd be dead in like 30 days. Like,
Oh man, I'd probably be in the same boat as C. I'm listen. Hey, I'm just gonna be honest. Sign me up.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm too anxious. I'd be like, somebody's watching me right now. Like, let me get out of here.
You could be that for somebody, right?
Oh yeah, I could be. I could. Yeah, that. But I couldn't be the one
watcher.
under. Yeah, I could be a watcher, but I couldn't go under because I'd be. Somebody's looking at me right now. That's weird. I don't like that.
It's kind of someone kind of just standing over you.
Making sure to turn off that metrometer so you have the time to.
Just make sure your watching buddy is someone who you really trust.
Yes.
So even something like that I liked. You know, you have like one of the rules, you always have to be watched by someone as you're OBEing, right? As you're OBEing. You know, much like, you know, for anyone, you know, in the real world, you know, they recommend like a shaman, like a guide.
Oh yeah,
If
absolutely.
you're gonna go on a DM
Exactly.
trip,
Ayahuasca
right?
trip, yeah.
Ayahuasca trip, you know, like they say, you know, don't do it alone. So that, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, based on, you know, recommended practices
Mm-hmm.
in the real world, you know, which gave, you know, this crazy out there story, which really maybe is not so crazy, but just it grounds it in you know, again, just real world practices. So you know, if we're gonna do this, guys, you know, we need a guide, we need a shaman, but you know, hook me up, there's no questions asked, you know.
I'll have my people call your people.
Please,
Good.
please,
Deal.
absolutely, man. Once you guys figure this out, you crack this nugget.
My people don't speak English, but you know.
Oh, yeah. And then I think is this screener here is from issue number 4, I believe.
Oh yeah, it's issue 4. That's the one it goes 100% full adrenaline.
It was non-stop. That, without spoiling what happens, the car chase sequence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kerry was killing me with that. He's like, and let's do this. And I was like, I don't want to write all this down.
and then this happens and that happens. You know, yeah.
Okay, let's do that. No, and then, you know, we write it and we realize, oh dang, like the whole like last third of this is just one big chase scene.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of builds and it's really calm. And then it's just, once it starts going, it just doesn't stop.
100 miles an hour. Yeah.
Which absolutely,
we totally planned it that way, sure.
100 miles per hour, which what does that translate into Canadian? What is that, like 140 kilometers? I want to say something like that.
Okay, so if a 5K is 3 miles, so 9 miles would be 15K. So then 9 times 10, so 150 kilometers. Let me a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh, we got a math whiz in the house.
One of the many things I've taught in my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
But yeah, it was really a fun, a real fun scene to do. You know, to work on.
Once it was written,
was the chase sequences. Absolutely one of the.
That's is insane, absolutely incredible, and that's why, you know, I'm been pushing everybody. You know, CM's seeing it. Anybody who listened to me, you know, I've been trying to put them onto this great book. And so it did start off as a script for a feature film. Are there any plans in the work? Anything, you know, on the table in terms of hopefully, you know, having this book adapted?
Yeah. So we have it out right now. It's being reviewed by a couple different studios and a couple of production companies. We also wrote a television pilot that we just made it into the finals for the Austin Film Festival screenplay competition that just happened last month.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it also was in what was the one?
Screencraft.
Yeah, Screencraft. Yeah.
Well. And so, I mean, the response for the written material has just been overwhelmingly positive, and so we're lighting candles and, you know, keeping our fingers crossed that you know, that we have some really big news here within the next few months.
That'd be great. Hey, I'll be first in line. That's like a. Hey, I'd like to get an invite to the premiere. Never mind.
Done.
Keep it honest with you guys.
Man, we got a good list. We'll definitely add you, Sergio.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, just because there's so much going on in this book that, you know, as I'm reading it,
you want to know more.
I'm like, this would be just unreal to watch, you know, either you know, on the big screen or if it's adapted for a TV series. Would you guys have like a preference? Do you feel like it would work better one or the other in terms of an adaptation?
I mean, I personally would want a TV series. I know we'd originally thought of having, what you guys have with a sequel and then a prequel, but a series would allow us to incorporate all the things, like I said, flashbacks at once, and kind of explore it. And as a book writer, writing TV series, episodic TV, is very close, to that, just in the visual medium. So that's my personal preference. I don't know about Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, I'd always visioned it as wanting to be a feature film, but then when we started working on the pilot, that was another thing that, like, we started opening up. We took the first 20 pages and converted into 70, and so. And we started getting deeper into that world when we were working on the pilot. It was so much fun, and so many, because we've been with the material for so long that when we started opening up, we're like, oh my goodness, that was going on, and this was going on, and this was happening, and this was happening, and the world just started exploding, right before us. And so I definitely would lean more to a TV series or a limited series, if we could, just because we just started having so much fun with all these characters and different storylines and through lines that were happening within.
And it lets you focus on character more.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, especially with, how it ended the comic series. So, like, do we keep that ending, or do we have other people come back or not come back? Like, I don't know. So it's something we have to figure out too.
But even on television and flashback, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So there's, for a film, it would be you'd be pretty limited to what you could do.
Well, and that's the other thing on the characters with Amari, with Sister Lucia, with Medlock, with Natick, and we were really able to start fleshing these characters and going really into their backstories and where they came from and things of that nature, which is really exciting.
Because the comic is
there's no filler. There was no filler in the series, and in 4 issues, that was pretty cool to see, because a lot of series, that you could have easily dragged that out over that one storyline. But this one, it was tight. It was, you guys got there, and I really appreciated that.
Thank you.
I think, and that's just what I was about to comment, is I think it helps our story is very focused on Cole and what his story and his journey is in that. Although Amari is a very strong, co-protagonist, but because we've done that, we were able to focus on him. Whereas a TV series that allow us to expand and then, like Carrie was saying, explore these other characters, because we know them very well and we have these very full fleshed out lives, and we hope that comes through in the comic. But certainly, the more you have of them, the more you get to know them.
Would you guys have, through the process of the treatments, any actors, actresses in mind for these characters? Like Amari and Cole and I forget the character, the inventor. Sorry,
Medlock.
Yes, yeah.
That's the first person he had in mind.
That's the first person. So Gary Oldman would be my number one choice for Medlock.
Gary Oldman as Medlock. Okay.
Crush it.
Yeah. I can see that. Never came to my mind, but yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So that's certainly one of my one of my top choices if I had a magic wand.
For sure. How about Amari and Cole?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to brainstorm.
Well, I have a student named. Well, I have a former student named Amari who looks just like the Amari, which is where I, came with this look for Amari and the name. So I always picture somebody who looks like her playing the role. She was a script writing student, so yeah.
Okay.
She does directing, and she'd be. I'm like, yeah, you should be in my movie, but she likes directing.
Yeah, and I didn't include screeners for the twins. I thought that character design was very cool stuff. Where did that come? Was that more on the artist kind of side, or did you guys have a vision in mind for those characters?
We certainly knew that we wanted them, in terms of, since they're at the Institute, to look very clean and control, to sort of show this very visual difference between the addicted reliance, on the streets, homeless, desperate, like we see in the opening scene, right? Like disciple falling on the ground. So we definitely wanted something like that. And then Chris really came up with some really neat ideas, kind of more with an Asian influence. And we kind of looked at them and we're like, we like this. We think we should maybe go a little more Sananto. And then also just practical, because like if I'm laying on my back and I have long hair and I need it to be out of my way, I would just put it in 2 braids. I wouldn't put it in a bun or anything like that. And then I remember telling Carrie, I think we were maybe in the car together, and there was a mural right by the studio, East Side San Antonio, of a guy legit with the hairdo, with the braids tied down the hair, with this, Sananto pride kind of thing going. And I was like, yes, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And so then that's when all the rest of the modifications came in, because it was just very practical to us. And then Chris just kind of took it from there and made it his own thing.
And a lot between Chris and Lee on coming with preliminary sketches, and then we knew that we wanted to do like very gritty when you're in the actual world, and then just extreme polar opposite when you're in the astral plane, which Lee just kind of took it and owned it and just just killed it. I mean,
he waved his wand.
When he started showing us like preliminary pages, like our minds just
the
melted.
Cover. When we saw the cover, we were
like this mind melts. Like I couldn't understand it.
Amazing.
The cover for issue number 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw this on the stands. So this was at a time during the pandemic we couldn't go into the comic shops. So they displayed in the window, and the cover. I hadn't heard anything about this book. It wasn't on my radar. The cover instantly attracted, and I couldn't flip through it because again it was behind the display window. But I said, "Shit, man, that's a nice looking cover."
Yeah.
So I grabbed it, just on the strength of the cover art, and not disappointed. Thankful that I did, because just blown away. Sorry, I'm trying to find here one of the pages of those characters.
The twins.
The twins, yeah, man. Because
so issue 1, it'll be issue 1 probably.
Halfway through. Yeah.
Through issue 1, when he first goes to the Institute.
Okay, let me see. I don't know if Al, can we make my screen full size, that bad boy, just for a sec there. I don't know if you guys can see the I guess there on the bottom left there. But yeah, just all the characters, some cool character design.
Doesn't cover 2 have them on the cover?
Cover 2. Oh yeah, there you go. Over here.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sam, you're welcome.
Really? Yeah, thank you. Cool stuff. Where do we go from here, guys? What's next on your plate in terms of O.B.E, other works that you guys may have?
Yeah, well, right now it's kind of focusing on the trade, because we're wanting to include some additional pages. So we're working on that right now with Chris and Lee, as well as we have. We'll probably going out to LA to do some more pitches here, then probably right after the new year, and then just keep rocking and rolling all the way up until San Diego.
Okay, all right. And CM, I know that you have on the creative side some other stuff like
Oh yeah. Well, I'm working on my next Wonderland book, which is about the Cheshire Cat. So each one kind of is mixed fairy tales and stuff. So this one is going to be using mythology to kind of show how cat worship started on Earth and elsewhere. And so he's a very fun character to write. And then I have a little side business where I make things. I go to Comic Cons and I sell my books, and then I make like bookmarks and like dragon jewelry and things like that. So I will be. I have several shows coming up actually. So I am making and stuff for that, and then of course I'm teaching three writing classes right now as well.
Busy. So yeah. Where can people find that shop online?
Well, my website is cmbratton.com. My Insta is at writer CM Bratton, and then my shop is neondragon.shop or Insta at neondragonshop.
Okay, cool. So I'll be sure to include those plugs in the description of the video.
And
once
at
we're
Dragon
here.
Sweat CMB, other one.
And all updates and everything, you can find it on our website, which is canyouobe.com.
And
you
there's
guys
also
you guys have a website.
at Can You Obe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
where I saw the
great website. It
trailers,
looks
the
great.
videos and stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, Elle.
Mhm.
Somebody did her work.
Yeah. That's pretty
That's,
cool. I'm gonna have
I
to
was
check it
telling
out.
you earlier. I was telling CM earlier. That's where I realized. But I've been saying OBEing and OBEer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to each his own. You know what I mean? We have no, yeah, because sometimes we'll see, OBE or, OBEing.
We're just lazy, San Antonio. We just want to show it's over.
OBEing.
I don't want to say 30 letters.
Yeah. Whatever your heart tells you.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have a Trekkie versus Trekkers kind of situation here. I'm putting it out there right now. I'm on the OBEing side.
All right.
I don't know if I can say O.
I love it.
I don't know if I can do it.
It's great.
OBEing. Okay.
Yes.
But I gotta say, man, hey, thank you guys so much for coming out today and hanging out with us on the House of Nerds show. And when I tell you, out of all the books I've read, the one that I really most want to see get adapted is O.B.E. out of body experience from you guys. Fantastic stuff. I legit have my fingers crossed. Let me know to which comic gods I gotta make a sacrifice to make this happen.
All of them.
No, thank you.
I'll get it done, and hopefully, we get some more good news out of the O.B.E. camp from you guys. Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, Kerry, CM, thank you so much for hanging out with us today, and we'll be in touch. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great one, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Wow, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, that's crazy, man. I didn't know that they had a website. Can you OBE, I should say.
Yeah, that's what they have, like trailers on there. Like they had Cadence speaking like as I don't know if it was like a projection or yeah, and so that's when I was like she kept saying OBE this, and I was like, what is an OBE? And then I was like, oh, OBE.
I gotta say, full-heartedly agree with Cookie over here. The dogs were absolutely. We should have just had a whole segment just with the doggies. Maybe next time. Elle, do you have any dogs?
I'm a cat person.
You're...
Block time and broadcast.
Wow.
I don't have any animals because I don't like to get attached to things that are not going to be around for a long time. It makes me sad. So I just, so Cookie actually posted an old folks companion cat on Twitter yesterday. And I'm like, you know what? I might have to go ahead and get one of those.
An old folks companion cat?
Yeah, it's like a robotic cat, right?
No, stop.
It's like,
no.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we how does booting somebody out of the video work? Booting Ruben out?
No. Ruben's got the best takes.
The best takes.
The best takes. Man. That's cool. I'm gonna have to check out that website. And in all seriousness, guys, man, like this book, like I said, the best way I can explain it is just it's entertaining, man. Yeah. Entertaining read.
Because you actually put me onto it because of the cover.
Yeah.
And I'll say that this is only the second Antarctic Press book I've read, and the other one you also told me about, which was Hot Valley Days
and Cocaine Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot Valley, they're slept on a little bit. I mean, they're not one of the. I don't know if they're one of the busier indies, but yeah, they've dropped a couple gems. Hot Valley Days was cool.
I wasn't even looking for Antarctic books before Hot Valley.
Yeah. To be honest, I think those are the only two. I may have read maybe one other Antarctic. And same thing with Hot Valley Days is one of those I just picked it off of the cover. That's good stuff. But hey, we're not done, are we?
Nope.
We're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
What's good? What do we got going on?
Week in review.
Week in review? Man. Okay. Actually,
I
I
love
like
it like that.
I like week in review. Week in reviews is fun. It's good. I dig it. Holy fuck. How many oh apparently it's lifelike.
Yeah.
Man, okay. I'm gonna have to check out that tweet on Cookie's Twitter page.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Cookie, pin it to your profile so I can find it nice and easy.
Pin the depression cat on your profile.
Please. Pin it to the profile. Week in review, man. Is it just me or is this week like a lot of quality titles, man?
I don't think I read one book that was show us those movies.
He knows. My man Ruben knows. He knows.
Oh,
I'm just gonna leave that
unfortunately, Deep Target was not on the reading list this week, Ruben. Apologies.
Okay. Hey, who's kicking it off? Who's kicking it off?
You are.
Am I?
Yep.
Man, all right.
Hold on, let me.
I'll just leave this comment up. I'll put that comment back up when Al's talking about her books. Hey, before I get into my top three, because you know how we do top three, baby. But I also read Laura this week. I'm gonna save my thoughts on that for just a little later, and you'll see why. Primordial number 2. Very slow. Issue number 2. Not a whole lot of anything happened.
If we were going off just aesthetics, though, it would be in my top. It would be number 1.
Listen, without a doubt, Andrea Sorrentino, fucking killing it on the interior art, man. His paneling, everything. In all honesty, well, in my opinion, the art is very much carrying that particular book right now. I'm gonna give it one more issue, and then we'll see. Otherwise, I'll probably drop that. Newburn. This is one of my favorite covers of the year. This Tula Lute. I love it, man.
Yeah,
it's so nice. I'm throwing this up. This one going up here soon. I gotta get it. And I have to cop Jacob's painted cover. So we had him on, didn't we? I feel like we had him on.
Yeah.
We had him on. We had him on what? Last week? Him and Chip.
Yeah, Cookie. I like the story that's going on in Primordial. I'm gonna keep picking it up. It just didn't make the top. Yeah. No, like I said, if we were going just off of art, it would be number 1 easily.
But comics is a collaborative effort, not just art.
It is a collaborative effort. Yeah.
So
okay. And that's why I specified if it was just on aesthetics.
Okay. All right. And then I read some other stuff. Those didn't make mine. It was really hard not to include Newburn in the top 3. But that's how good these next books were. My number 3. I tried to get a physical copy. My shop didn't have it. I tried to get a digital, and for whatever reason, Scout didn't have it on their site initially. Snatched number 3 made my top 3 in the number 3 position. Wow. Can we talk about Snatch for a minute? So nobody put me onto this. Totally discovered this one on my own.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I said, yo, let me okay, this looks interesting. Let me read this. And I gotta say, it's good stuff, man.
So for months, because remember how Scout does like the month and a half before, or month and a half, 2 months in between issue number 1s and number 2s.
Yep.
So if this is the 3rd issue, so maybe 5 months I've been, hey, read Snatched. Hey, read Snatched. Nobody wants to read Snatched with me. Fine. But then you finally had to read Snatched, huh? You kind of put into a position where
I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am.
Okay.
I have no recollection.
What did Ruben say?
I came onto this book totally on my own.
Let's put that back up.
No, nobody. Nobody put me on this Snatch. No. Okay, listen. Okay. Yeah, Al had been telling me for months, man. She's like, yo, check it out. And I gotta say, right off the bat, guys, if you're looking at the synopsis for this story, the synopsis does not do this book justice at all. Because she recommended it to me. I read the synopsis. I'm like, I don't really think this is my cup of tea. I'm not, so I
Mhm.
didn't bother. But then, I picked up issues 1 and 2 off of L's recommendation, and instantly, man, blown away. I was upset for not having read it earlier. Um, so excuse me. So issue number 2. Actually, L, maybe why don't you hit us up with a synopsis of this book?
So, overall synopsis, it's what if the drug trade was hair instead? What if hair was more lucrative than drugs? So, you have the different, cultures and how they would go about it in their criminal, organizations and unorganizations in some instances. And so you have like a family guy trying to get his life back together. You have a newlywed couple. Are they married? Yeah, like they're a newlywed couple that, their involvement in it, and you have the some in
Talking
some
about
ins-
Priya.
yeah.
Not married yet. They're gonna be
Yeah,
married.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If if they make it.
If they make it,
If he makes it,
if
that's
he
fine.
makes it. So yeah, I mean, it's basically it's the narco industry, but in place of dope, it's the hair industry. Hair weave, hair product, like real hair. We're talking about here. So it very much it reads like you're reading a book on on the drug trade, but it's not drugs. It's hair. Um, and from issue 1, just instantaneously, just entertaining. So you like Al, you mentioned, you got the different kind of factions
Mhm.
within the whole kind of hair industry. You got the end users, then the guys selling it at the store who are of East Indian background. uh
Mhm.
your
It's
end users.
definitely a social critique.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to go into that a little bit before I go
I
into
don't feel explaining it, I feel doesn't even do it justice.
just read it?
I honestly feel that way because like you just said, like even reading the synopsis, even for me, I was
Mhm.
like kind of hesitant on it. But
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, it's here, let me check it out. And I was from issue 1, just I
Yeah,
was like,
it,
this
it
is really
honestly it
good.
hooked me big time. Can we show some of those panels?
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So issue number 3, it really takes the action up a notch in the story. Um, I'm wondering how much I can tell here. So they've kind of got like you got some high rollers in the strip club, pimps up, and they've got kind of a gambling situation, some heavy money, um, and they've hired security, and somehow yet these guys end up getting robbed, and this issue is basically about that. But just great action. Um, and one thing I gotta say, man, what I like about this book is like the dialogue. Okay,
Mhm.
it's one of the most it's one of like the
Mhm.
realest,
Mhm.
dialogues and interaction that I've read. Because I've read a bunch of books who try to be I don't know, like urban,
Yes,
street.
and this is written by a Black man, Sheldon Allen.
Yo,
He
oh,
really taps into, like, that just natural flow of dialogue, but, like, personal dialogue, not how you even code switching is in this, like, how you would talk in front of other people, and
mm-hmm.
he does that very well because the groups in this book do interact with each other to some capacity, and he does the dialogue very well, very true, very much my experience in life. So I really
100%.
appreciated that too, because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but Night of the Cadillacs had some of the most cringy urban dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And I, right off of reading the dialogue, I was like, this is somebody who might not have ever talked to anybody not
Yeah.
looking like them.
So it very much comes off as genuine,
Yeah.
real. From being similar situations and backgrounds, I can say like, yo, this actually it feels proper. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
versus some other books that, like you said, just comes off cringe and who's writing this? So shout out to Sheldon for hooking up. So he ended up hooking us up with the digital copy for number 3, and just great stuff, guys. Go out and pick this up. I think it's only one more issue, right?
Yeah. How many issues was it? 4?
I thought it was 4.
4 or 5.
Could be mistaken.
I'm not entirely sure how many.
Yeah.
Usually Scout runs 5.
Yeah. I mean, check it out, man. Scout Comics. It's great stuff. I tell you, man. You guys are gonna dig this one. So that's my number 3. My number 2. What do I got? I don't remember. Oh, Lucky Devil.
There's one more page.
Yeah. Just crazy action on this stuff. So I mean, it gets right into it. Lucky Devil number 4 is in my number 2 spot. This series is just, it's funny, man. Would you describe it? It's a dark comedy for me.
Oh, for sure.
It's a dark comedy. It's like tongue in cheek. It doesn't take itself too seriously, despite being, because the premise is you got Stanley, the main character. He's possessed by a demon lord, and he goes to someone to have the demon lord exorcised. The physical presence of the demon is exorcised, but the powers remain with Stanley, and that's where the story kind of kicks off, right?
Yeah, Zed, his personal demon.
Yeah, the personal demon. So I mean, with that kind of, I mean, I was kind of expecting this to be a little bit darker, more horror type, but not at all. It's like I said, like a dark comedy, tongue in cheek. It's very humorous, man. I laugh at least a couple times every read, every issue.
I think this is one of Bun's,
and
one of my more favorite of his from this year, because he dropped like 1,000 books this year.
He did 1,001 actually. Yeah. Yeah.
But Lucky Devil, I honestly had Bun fatigue going into it. Yeah. I was I had, and so when I finally did check it out, I was like, oh, you know what? This might. Oh, that's my husband.
Oh, that's your husband?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we had like just a new random. I said, look at that.
I said, you better come on and tell me that I'm right about everything I say.
All right. Okay, but listen, I totally agree. For me, Bun is very, very, very hit and miss. Very hit and miss.
I love this demon they used in the ice cream truck, and the fact that it was an ice cream truck that was driving them to hell. I think that was a really nice touch.
So the premise of issue number 4 is Stanley and his squad. They're headed to hell to make a deal with the devil, who demons from hell are trying to get these powers back, and they're riding to hell in an ice cream truck, which is crazy. It's funny. This is just, honestly, man, I don't know, it might be a hot take. This is my favorite Bum book that came out this year.
Oh, this year.
That came out this year. Not ever. But this year. Easy.
I'm trying to think if there was another one.
I mean, Basilisk was all right. Parasomnia didn't hit for me. Then you got some other stuff. But this is great. So this is I haven't seen, what's crazy? I haven't seen an issue 5 announced.
No, this was it. It was only 4 issues.
No, there's no way. They can't end it out like that.
That ending was perfect.
What?
I love the end of this issue.
There's no way.
It was only 4 issues.
Really?
I love the ending.
I might have to revoke this from my top. How are you gonna end it like that, Bun? Come on now, bro.
I thought that's why you put it in your top, because it was the last issue.
No.
Oh,
that's the end?
Yeah.
Man. Okay. I don't know. We're gonna have to revisit this.
Put in Primordial, huh?
That's crazy. Yeah. No. I mean, I'm gonna have to reread that, but I feel like it just ended so abruptly. I don't know that.
I think the ending was fit for what he realizes he has to do moving forward.
I don't know. Okay. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's move on. Yeah, I'm bummed out now. I don't even know what to say. What's my number 1?
Your number 1.
What's my number 1?
Oh, another book that you got. Hold on, let's go up to.
Yo,
Who
Okay.
put you on?
Who put me on?
I did. What you
You?
mean?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
You didn't put me onto this one.
Okay.
You put me on?
Yeah, I'm gonna find the messages.
You got receipts?
Yeah,
I don't think so, man.
I do.
I don't think so. Human Target, book number 1. Whoa. This book right here stood above and beyond all the others. Man, 100%. You said it, Ruben. Book is legit. This one blew me away. So yeah, no, okay. L may have put me on. This wasn't on my radar.
It wasn't on mine. I saw the
no.
cover
Mhm.
randomly, and I said, What's this?"
So this is a DC book, but it doesn't feel like a DC book at all.
Mm-mm.
So it's about what's buddy's name? Chase something? Chance? So he's like kind of like a private eye type guy. He So there's I guess there's maybe an assassination attempt on Lex Luthor.
Mhm.
So he's I guess pretending to be Luthor, right? And in
Mhm.
this place there's an assassination attempt, and then Buddy. Well, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't want to spoil it, but this book has a very much of a it is a noir,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but in the
Mhm.
old school style, man.
Mhm.
Well, not like a modern, which I love from the look. I mean, look
Mhm.
at this art, you know. Dig it, man. And this is my first. Who's the artist on this one?
So what does that say? Smallwood.
Yeah, I don't think I've read anything with him on it, but look at the different color palettes the artist is incorporating, and it has a very much like a Mad Men style aesthetic
Mhm.
to it, you know.
Yeah.
Just love this book, man. Love it. Like this is like, yeah, everybody please go out and pick up Human Target number 1.
Yeah, it's Black Label, I think, right?
It's a DC Black Label, and we got Alchemic. Oh, how do you pronounce that?
Alchemic.
Alchemic? Oh, like the Alchemist.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. It could be like a Vertigo book, you know what I mean? But it's DC Black Label. Even though it's set in the superhero world, again, it doesn't feel like it at all. Nice little twist there at the end. I'm all in on this book.
And the character design, fantastic. I love how Lex looks in this book.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, just take a look at the art, guys. Fantastic story. Whoa. I love this book. I'm all in on this one for sure. Like, look at that.
And the sequential pages. I'm surprised you didn't put it. I think it's like the very first page where he picks up his coffee and then sets it back down in front of the alarm clock. I
Yeah.
loved that page.
It's great. It's
Mhm.
great, man. Tom King is the writer on this one. Crushed it. That's it.
Mhm.
And you know what? It does have a bit of a Gerard look and feel to it,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest. If I didn't know any better, I'd say, oh, it's another Gerard King
Yeah, that's what
combination.
I thought when I
Yeah.
saw, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna try to cop some of this artist's other work because I love it, man. Just
There's a
yeah,
couple
very much.
variant covers for this one too that were like
I
fantastic.
wasn't liking it. I saw the Frizen, the 125.
Mm.
I wasn't digging that at all. You'd probably like it
I
because it's
didn't put you onto that though, so you can't.
No.
Yeah.
So that's my top 3, man. Human Target number 1. Very good. Very good stuff. Oh.
So you would say 2 out of 3 of the books you got put on too.
I mean, unless you have receipts, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
So my number 3 was Laura. How do you say his name? Guillaume March.
Yeah.
And so I guess this is one of his first works. This was before Carmen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is one of his older books that Ablaze has been doing that though. They did that with Maria Lovett's some of her stuff. And so Joey, he's talking to you. Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Joey.
I feel so Laura is basically like, in my opinion, it was like Carmen without the supernatural elements, which made it more human, which was very depressing actually. And I think it worked really well to take you back to that time in your life where maybe you weren't so secure with who you were, but and your feelings were stronger because, you know, you're putting more into other people than yourself. And I think it really worked in this. And I have to say, if you like his art, you like it. It's not nothing, you know, mind blowing. It's not I censored it.
I see, guys. You're gonna start over the pee-pee.
I censored it. No, because I wanted to show like the juxtaposition and coloring. So like you have pages that are really bright, and then you have pages
that
are
beautiful page.
super dark.
Yeah.
And I think it's a testament to her mental state. No, Joey, you're right in time for the bottom three. Uh, it's a so I feel like it was a testament to her mental state because even in some of the pages, you know, as you go throughout the book, you know, the basic story is she's in love with somebody who isn't in love with her. She's basically being friend zoned. And so she tries to go out on a fling, but ends up getting, you know, wrecked and not able to, you know, basically slinking back into her depression. And so I really liked one of my favorite things about this was you know how they had the SMS message at the beginning of the book.
Okay.
Did you read it?
Laura?
Yeah.
I did read it.
That so you know the SMS, the
Yes.
multimedia message at the beginning, and then what she does, like how they show it, you know, evolve by the end of the book.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I picked up this book on the strength of Guillaume March's Carmen.
Not you changing the picture.
What happened? What happened? So I picked it up on the strength of Carmen, which is a top 5 easy book of the year for me. Great stuff. So I picked this up, and it very much felt like another Carmen, but less mature and without the themes of death and afterlife and kind of that. It almost feels like another self-discovery journey kind of style book.
Yeah, which
but
it
more YA style.
Really, YA?
Yeah, you know,
I wouldn't say
it didn't feel
YA.
as mature as Carmen.
It
Would you
didn't.
agree?
No, I agree with you
Yeah.
In terms of themes, but also feel like this to me is more young, not young adult necessarily, but adult that's young. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, she's a character who's 20, right?
And so I did, but I also felt like what I liked about it was that it touched on a lot of things that you can remember how that felt when you read it. Like, I mean, maybe not for you because you have a 6 head, but I remember, you know, being that age and being like insecure and, you
Yeah,
know, not being secure enough to pursue what you want. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so I thought that, and I agree with you, but I liked Carmen. I know it's everybody's favorite. I know it is. I'm not saying it was mid, but I appreciate that he could tell a story like Carmen, and this was before Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like Carmen is a natural evolution to this.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so I can appreciate this as like a foundation for
mm-hmm.
Carmen.
That's fair. Yeah. And now that I know that this was actually, so he's republishing an older work of Blaze, right? So it came before Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head, right? You know, this was like the foundation for Carmen. I mean, I get it. You know, it came off as real and relatable, but I think for me personally, I just kind of passed that point where it's just leaning towards a younger audience, and you know.
I disagree. I don't think it was leaning towards the younger audience.
Well, I mean, younger in the sense, early 20s, late teens type thing, you know.
I think it's a good nostalgia read if you feel like being sad, you know? Like if you feel like reminiscing on sad stuff.
Sad girl hours. I mean, sad boy hours.
Cookie,
Yeah,
listen, sad girl
yeah.
hours, absolutely pick it up for it because you will be feeling all the nostalgia.
Right, that's the best way to put it. I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, you want sad girl hours, sad boy hours, that nostalgia for that time in your life. Hey, it does its job perfectly. Yeah, yeah. For me, it was my least favorite read of the week, so it's not surprising that it's in your top 3 because that's how you do. So
I'm not even gonna say my least favorite. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say my least favorite read of the week because
melancholic for sure.
So my second pick for the week was the Silver Coin number 6.
Ooh.
Joshua Williamson. He writes. It's a different writer each story, and this one, he writes and he wrote Infinite Frontier, Evolution, Nailbiter,
Birthright.
And Michael Walsh on art.
Yep. And who's from Toronto, guys? Toronto cat. Michael Walsh.
Never mind. Let me scroll to my number 1.
She's like forgetting that. Now I don't like it, bro. Wow, hating it in Toronto. Okay.
So this specific issue is dealing with like a boy who's being bullied, and he gets the coin. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the series, but the weaving thread throughout all of these stories is this evil coin with an evil eye on it, and whoever gets it is like it's not, you think it's good luck, but it's really not. Like you really, really bad things are about to happen. But for a brief second, it's like ecstasy, And so he gets the coin. Oh yeah, this this issue was so good. And what I really appreciate about it is that I'm not gonna lie, some of the issues in this series have not hit. They have not.
Yeah.
But this one, like I dropped this series. Like I dropped my poll on this, and I was like, you know what? Let me one more go because I'm like a masochist. I said, let me read one more, and this roped me right back in.
You should like. I love the torture of those mid.
Yeah, comics, I just can't break away from bottom.
Okay.
And so this one was really cool. Like, he's being bullied because he doesn't have any money to play the games, and then he finds the coin and he just becomes like the best player at it. But there's also a flip side to that. Like once you become the best, then you can only go down. And then the backup story in this, called Shining Thing by Chris Hampton and Gavin Fullerton, it gave more backstory to the coin and what the implications of having it are, and I really liked that.
Okay.
No, Joey, you've made it canon that all of my picks are bottom or mid at best, so you kind of pigeonholed yourself into.
Oh man, I haven't read any of Silver Coin, to be honest. So,
but I'm
tempted. Yeah. Like, would I?
Next month is Rom,
right? Yeah, it's anthology, so I could pick up Rom's issue and not be lost.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it because it's Rom, So
and his book is coming out next month.
Sick.
And so my number 1 pick.
Number 1.
It was
let's see this.
Batman Reptilian. And listen, hear me out. I don't care. Look at Killer Croc.
Wow, really?
Look at him being held. Look at him being coddled. This is one of my favorite.
Let me throw that one up again. Wow, bro.
Let me tell you, this book is so funny. I honestly cried reading this because I feel like so many people dropped this title off of their list because they were taking it too seriously. They were like, the art is too dark. Oh, Batman would never do that. And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. Like it's satire.
Yeah.
And I just, it's so good. Like, look at this. The covers, the other covers, they're pretty cool. Look, whatever. Yeah. But look at this. If you knew what the words were right here, he said, let me tell you, cover your ears if you don't want to read this book. Or if you are going to, but you're not going to. So let's be real with ourselves. So Batman Reptilian is about a creature that was birthed somehow by Killer Croc. Killer Croc doesn't remember this because he's like, I'm a guy. How can I? And then Batman's like, no. You're genetics are messed up, and somehow this is your baby. You birthed this.
Crazy. Okay.
And so in this panel, Batman is like, go on, suckle it. Look at Color Croc's
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. He's like, say what? Yo, hold on.
What you
Hold
mean?
on. Yo. Okay.
And then look, these are the panels where he's. You guys are not gonna read this, so I'm just gonna say it. So the creature turns its back to them, and Killer Croc is like, "What is it doing?" And Batman's like, "Go on, impregnate it."
The look on his face, bro. That's pretty good, though. He's shook. He's like, yo.
He said. So basically, in science, you know, if you can't provide it nutrients, then the only other thing you could do for it is procreate. And Batman is dead serious, right? And Killer Croc was like, what?
Yeah.
Cookie, please, you guys, you have to get this is one of the funniest. Look at this. Look at is that his donk? Look at that. Look at the creatures. This is hands down, like one of my favorite Batman stories I've ever read. It's so funny. The points he makes against Batman laughs in this in his Batman costume. Like he is like full on laughing, and Killer Croc is like, you have an ugly laugh. And it's like, my laugh is ugly, but look what you burned. Like, look at what you did.
Oh, really, eh? That's some pretty good dialogue.
Oh,
I mean, listen,
man.
Liam Sharp's art here is, I mean, I don't think he's done anything better, really.
No, and then even Garth Ennis, like it's classic. Like if you enjoy his sense of humor and like The Boys and everything else, like this is, and you know, he's like on record saying how much he does not like superheroes and stuff like that. And I really felt like he embodied.
Well, that's what The Boys is about, right? It's a
yeah,
like satire and superheroes critique, right?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely a critique on, but it's written in a way that doesn't feel like hoity, like it's not like it doesn't feel like snubby or anything. And you know, I'm
take
like,
itself too seriously.
Never. And so, but I think in the first couple issues, it was like he was trying to like get you, like, you know, this could be satire, it could not be. You don't know if he's being serious or not. So, but by like the third issue, it's been nothing but jokes, like nothing but jokes. And this issue, from the cover, I knew from the first cover, the A cover with him like being held like a little baby, I said, I already know this is gonna be. And as soon as I opened the book and it said suckle it, I put it down. I had to walk away for a minute because I could not stop laughing. Like,
I mean, it's so hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go back and pick these ones up.
You're not going to, but
no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm just trying to throw you a bone.
Okay.
All right. So what was your top three? Can we?
Laura was number 3. Shiny coin. Silver coin was number 2. And Reptilian was number 1.
Very surprising. Very surprising. Good. So good variety today. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So you guys, you know, let us know. Don't pull no punches. Let us know on the socials. I mean, I don't know. Let's leave it at that.
Wow.
Be nice. She's new here. Yeah.
Come on. You're not trying to get suckled by Killer Croc, Casey?
Man.
Ooh, some of that amphibian. Is he an amphibian? No, he's reptilian, right?
Reptilian. Yeah. Hey, Copper Drop. This week, if anybody's left watching after those shenanigans, I mean, I wanted to tune out myself there. Yo, let's be honest. So the one or two of you who may still be watching get to vote on the Copper Drop this week, man. And if it's just Joey, I know where this is going. So because it's just myself and Elle today, we're gonna pitch.
Oh, but first we gotta talk about After Dark.
Oh, After Dark. Yeah. Okay, listen, I actually wrote down some quick thoughts. Can I just kick it off?
Yeah.
After Dark. Did we have a banner for that one? Anyways, After Dark, guys. It's a 4 short story anthology. This one's from Aftershock Comics. The first one, Dust to Dust, by Cullen Bunn, artist Cliff Richards. I'll read you my notes on verbatim. The
Verbatim.
writing, I
Mhm.
give it a meh.
Okay.
Meh.
You had to write that down.
I wrote it down. Meh.
Meh.
And the art is good. It's good. So that's my thoughts on the first little short story. The second one, Black Eyed Kids, Sin of the Parent.
Mhm.
Writer Joe Pruitt, artist Sizimon Kudransky. So this one I did dig. This one I
Okay,
did dig.
that's interesting.
This was my favorite one by far of the
Mhm.
4 short stories. So this is like almost like a cautionary tale. Um, you know what parents do in older generations, and
Mhm.
it's kind of coming back to haunt the new generation, their kids, right?
Mhm.
Everything's gonna bite you in the ass, man. So very much a cautionary tale. I thought it was good. I love the art, man. And my exact notes on this one is dope. The art, dope.
Mhm.
I dig it, man. Just yeah. I mean, and the artist on this one, he's the one who I believe was the artist on Dead Day, if I'm
Mhm.
not mistaken, which is also from Aftershock.
Mhm.
So there's that. Then the next story is one called Inheritance by Jim Starlin, very well-known writer, and the artist is Nicole Jelinek. My notes on that one is it was very, very short.
Mhm.
First of all, it was tried to be like another cautionary tale, but was too on the nose.
Yeah.
Like
I got
very
you.
much on the nose.
Mhm.
I wasn't really feeling that. And my notes for the art, again, you get a meh from me. Um, you know. Last one, Along Came a Spider from Frank Thierry. My notes on that is the story fell flat, and artist Joe Eisma. The art is good, and
Hmm.
that's my in-depth deconstruction of After Dark from Aftershock. So I'll just let you guys know. For me, is a drop. Is a drop. I wasn't feeling. I had one story out of the 4 that I was actually digging. So,
Uh, I
what are your thoughts?
I felt like they all could serve fuller stories, if that makes sense. Like they all felt like teasers
Mhm.
for bigger stories, which I believe the 4th story, Along
Yes.
Came the Spider, is
Yeah,
going to be continued in Tales of Mother Goose. Is that what it's called?
yeah,
Tales of Motherfucking Goose.
yeah.
Tales of Mother F Goose. And I did like I'm assuming the F was I'm sorry, I thought that's what it was.
Not the goods and meh. Yeah.
Okay, you get a meh. Okay, Dust to Dust. I thought it was sad. It was sweet though. It was sweet.
Hmm.
And it's in the horror of it. Like obviously it's not going to end well, but yeah.
Yeah.
Black Eyed Kids was probably I don't want to say my least favorite, but there was a bigger purpose it could have served, and I felt like this one was more on the nose than Inheritance.
Really?
I liked Inheritance
Okay.
because it was on the nose, but it's
Hmm.
basically like I enjoyed the message it was telling, because a lot of times people want to critique things and not actively participate in changing things. And
Hmm.
so he wasn't playing any games. He was like, okay, you didn't help.
Yeah.
And so
All right.
I like
You're
that.
gonna get it.
And Along Came a Spider. I like her as a character, so I'm curious to see her as a character more.
Hmm.
This story was not the most original,
Hmm.
but I also feel like it was a nice like introduction to her and how like what her role is going to be in the grand scheme of Mother Goose.
Yeah. So you said something there at the beginning, is like you felt like these stories could have and should have continued, like they weren't done. Is that
Oh,
accurate?
they all felt like teasers.
Yeah. And so to me, that's a problem with anthology style, like short
It felt
stories.
like a
Like if you
sampler.
can't tell like if if the story doesn't feel complete within, whether it's 3 panels or 3 pages,
Mm-hmm. But I
um,
did feel like they
then
told
it doesn't
complete
work,
stories.
right?
No, they
Versus
told.
like, yeah,
I think they told complete stories, but
yeah.
I also feel like I would like to know more, but
Mm.
I think that's a testament to the strength of the writing. Like, if I want to know more, then you did what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
If I'm like, oh, I don't, okay, bye, like I don't care.
Okay, and this one right here, Joey, that was my big problem with Along Came a Spider.
Mhm.
That turn page reveal, and this is my biggest pet peeve in comics.
Mhm.
Like, it should be such a basic like storytelling kind of like, save the reveal for the turn page. You know what I mean? Like, if it's on the on the right page, you know what I mean? And you're seeing it. Oh,
Mhm.
can you take that? And you're seeing it, like, it's spoiled, right? You don't
For
have that.
real?
Oh shit!
Can
And it
you
was
take that
completely
off?
spoiled here. Who the antagonist is in the
Mhm.
story, right? And I was just like, okay, drop the ball. Especially in horror, but just in general in comics, man. Like, just kind of plan those pages accordingly, man. You don't want. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be able to flip the page and then, shit, okay, that's crazy, versus having it right there. That took me out of it completely, and I said, fuck it. I read it angrily for the rest of that. I was very angry.
Did you
Very
draw an
angry.
angry face in your notes?
No angry face in the notes,
Mm.
but I hate Reddit. Yeah. I mean, what are you saying? Is it cop or drop?
Yeah, I would cop it.
Man, we're stuck here. We're at an impasse, guys.
No, because Joey submitted a video and he said it's a cop, so I win.
Hold on, where's Joey's vid?
You said you were gonna put it into the thing. Uh-oh.
Wow. Ow.
Wow, dropped the ball on that one.
Dropped the ball. Who dropped the ball? Joe, man, let me see if I can get this up here. Al, you keep talking.
You just keep talking.
Just keep talking.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I think I love quick horror stories. Like, and if you can tell it, like Inheritance, it's like what, 3 or 4 pages, and if that, and it said what it needed to say, and we're out. Like, get in as late as you can, get out as soon as you can, especially when you're telling something in a visual medium.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I got it. I'm just gonna have to screen share. Let me do this one. Yeah, Joey's got thoughts on an After Dark, guys. So we're gonna hear his thoughts. Yeah. All right. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome.
Hey everyone, it's time for Cop or Drop. This week's book is an Aftershock one-shot called After Dark, a horror anthology, which is composed of 4 short stories. The first one is titled Dust to Dust. It's written by Cullen Bunn, drawn by Cliff Richards, who you might know also from his work on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is a pretty heartfelt first to kick off the book. This first story is pretty heartfelt. It's a fun story. It's really well done. Great first story right off the bat. The second story is titled Black-Eyed Kid, Sin of the Parent. This is written by Joe Pruitt and drawn by Seisman Kudrensky.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another solid story, man. It's kind of a cultish, satanic thing where the parent gives up the souls of their kids to gain something they want. And it's a pretty solid story. The third story is called Inheritance. And this one is written by Jim Starlin, who is pretty much a legend in comics. He worked on, he did the Infinity Gauntlet. He pretty much did most of the Marvel cosmic stuff back in the 90s. He also worked at DC for a bit, where he wrote a story that everyone may be familiar with, Death in the Family, where Robin gets killed. He wrote that. And it's drawn by Nicole Jayanik. And this is a dystopian apocalyptic future story with a little twist at the end, which was pretty solid, pretty fun stuff. And last but not least is this story made this book worth every penny of buying for it. This is a lead-in story to another series that will be coming out for Aftershock called Tales of Mother F. Goose. So the title is called Along Came a Spider. This is written by Frank Thierry and drawn by Joe Eisma. And man, let me tell you, this was fucking good, man.
Hey, watch your mouth.
This made the whole thing work well. So, man, if the Tales of Motherfucking Goose is this,
oh my gosh,
language. This lead-up story going into it, amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an instant cop. So this is basically the first appearance of a reoccurring character that will be in that series. So you get a first appearance of a character in this book. So for me, this book is definitely a cop. You got to go pick this
Oh,
up.
shit.
All right. Have a
It's a
good
cop,
Sunday,
bro.
guys.
It's a cop. Whoa. Okay. Hey. Okay. Am I back?
Mhm.
We're back. Hey, first of all, Joey, watch my language, my man. It's a family show. It's a family show. This is Sunday morning. You can't be wow. But okay, so there you have it, folks. It's a cop. It's a cop for my man, Joey P. Great video. Thank you very much, Joe. I love that Diddy Bop in the background, like
The Diddy Bop.
little Diddy Bop. Great graphics. I gotta say that's probably my favorite submission we've had for Copper Drop. So there you have two out of the three.
Mm.
So HoN, House of Nerd show, cop this book. They said
They
fuck
said
with
that.
Sergio things. Fuck with Sergio things. He's got the
Whoa,
terrible taste.
language. It's a Sunday morning.
I'm angry now, man. I'm still hate reading that last story. He dropped the ball on the page turner. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, yeah, I mean, you know how it goes. Official vote, cop. It is what it is.
It's a meh for Sergio.
It's a meh for me. But hey, if you had a if you enjoy it, man, okay, that's cool. Enjoy what you read, right? Enjoy what you enjoy. Can we move along? I'm just like,
Yeah.
let's move on. Let's just
So
move on.
you're
I'm tired of
pitching
talking.
first this week.
Let's move along. I'm gonna pitch first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I read my pitch in hate? Angrily?
Go for it.
I don't know if it's
please.
gonna work for the premise. No.
Yeah,
Okay,
say how
listen.
much you hate this book.
Hey, this is one of the most anticipated reads for me in the second half of 2021. What's the furthest place from here? Number 1, triple sized first issue. So the premise, a post-apocalyptic coming-of-age story from the same writer who brought us 4 kids walk into a bank, Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg. The world has ended. All that remains are gangs of children living among the ruins. But Sid believes there must be something more out there. When she disappears into the wasteland, her gang will risk everything to bring her home. A story about the things that matter most: your survival, your loved ones, and your record collection. Man, lots of buzz behind this one. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm hoping I can get there you go. Joey said it, the vinyl edition.
Mm-hmm.
They've been heavily allocated. So if anybody's able to get one, man, good on you, man. It's gonna be tough. But yeah, this lots of buzz. 4 kids walk into the bank writers. Critically acclaimed. I believe that won a bunch of awards. So you're gonna expect great things from this creative team. It just it looks great. Dystopian. Sounds right up my alley. I'm excited for this. And listen, right there. I mean, if you're not sold yet, lettering by Hassan Otsami Elau, who's the best letterer in the game right now. Would you agree, Al?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, name me a better letter.
Top
I did
3.
double dare, yeah.
I think Aditya, is that how you say his name? Aditya?
Oh, Aditya?
Oh, fucking top tier.
He's dope
Yeah.
too. Okay, my bad. Yeah. He's dope. Aditya's dope.
Yeah, he's like
For
top,
sure.
still like top 2 to me.
Him and Hassan crushing.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, how can you not be happy with this? This is, let's do it up. What's the furthest from here? Number 1, from Image. That's my pick. L, what mid did you bring this week?
My mid-bottom pick is
Mid.
regarding the matter of Oswald's body, number 1.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna change the banner. I leave this one up. Continue.
It's okay. I also have
Oh shit, you can do that too.
Oh
now,
wait,
right?
oh no. I accidentally went full screen. Hold on.
No, we see it good. We see it good.
Okay. No, on my end.
You're dropping the ball on this pitch. Please, let's move along. Come on.
So can I have a second? So we got Christopher Cantwell.
You got a minute. Let's go.
we got Cantwell and Luca Casalanguida on art.
Who's on art?
Shit, dude. Luca Casalanguida.
Interesting. How you pronounce that? Okay, continue.
Casa Languida.
All right.
Would you pronounce the G as a H, or what are we doing here?
I don't know. Let's go.
Okay. Can you stop? I feel like you're rushing me. Chill.
No, okay. All right. Do your pitch.
I let you do your mid pitch.
Yes, this is true.
So regarding the matter of Oswald's body is about a group of ragtag, ex-military wannabe G-men, some other scagglers, and they're trying to figure out whether or not Oswald's body is Oswald's body, which is a ongoing conspiracy theory in the community of conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And it's exploring the assassination of JFK, conspiracy theories that were going on at the same time in Texas. You guys like Texas? That's my pitch.
Okay. So the strength of your pitch is there's a book set in Texas. Hey.
No. I would say if you like Department of Truth or I would say this is like Department of Truth light, because it's limited and it's not based in supernatural. It's based in not reality, because it's a conspiracy theory reality. If it was, then it wouldn't be. Joey, get out. Kick him out.
My man.
Ruben, Joey.
Look at that, baby. What's
you're
good?
on the bottom list for next
They didn't even let you finish. They're like
I know.
Listen.
Let me tell you this. Let me say this will be in my pitch. I don't think Sergio's gonna like his pick as much as he thinks he's going to. If we're gonna be real.
It's a bold claim, madame. That's a bold claim. Hey.
And then if he does say he likes it, remember I said this, and now you're gonna have it in the back of your head that he's just saying that for the tweets.
Man, you're setting me up, man. You're setting me up to take it out next week. Like, wow, those are some serious tactics. But listen, in all seriousness, regarding the matter of Oswald's body, Cantwell is writing. It's gonna be good.
Oh, for sure. Because
good, man. I'm looking forward to that.
In my top for the year. Yeah.
Oh, we got one vote for Cookie. So it looks like it's 2-1.
If you guys want to comment who should
we're gonna close the voting in 3 seconds. So
let's do 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Leah, if you want to vote.
No, 1.
No, count to 15. Let's see if
the polls have closed.
Let's see who gets blocked. Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I was on a hot streak for a minute there.
I'm calling it.
I'm really glad that the community came together to give you this W. It was.
I needed it, man. I needed it.
Yeah.
I've been, man. It's been a rough couple of weeks for Copper Drop. But
wait, is it a tie?
I closed the poll. We closed it.
Wow.
Man.
Lost a lot of friends today.
Yeah. She's like, I know who the real ones are now. Oh, look at that. Okay. Forget it. It's 3-2 now. Now we can close it.
I mean, it's all good. I'm picking up both, so it was.
Okay, folks, that's it. We're going with what's the furthest place from here? Very hyped to pick that up. And if you guys listen, I'm telling you right now, if you guys by chance see it anywhere, pick up that deluxe vinyl edition, man. That's gonna be dope. They did announce a second printing, but who the fuck wants a second printing? Everybody wants the first, right?
And you said it was a triple?
A triple?
Yeah.
A triple story, yeah. Triple.
So you're gonna have to read 3 books for one?
Hey, you made me read 4 and 1 this week, bro.
Oof.
And three out of 4 were
Oof.
hella mid, bro. Never mind.
Oof.
Never mind. Hey, so next week, what's the furthest place from here? Looking forward to reading that. I'd say this show is about. I'm cooked. Where are you cooked?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Hey,
end it. Don't even say
thank
bye.
you guys, man. You guys in the live chat, man. You guys kill me, man. You guys are the best. I love y'all. Everybody who came through. You guys make this shit hella fun. So if you can, please remember, like, subscribe, ring that bell if you're enjoying what we're doing, or if you're not liking Al's picks, let us know in the comments as well. Let us know
I think they already make it known.
let us know how much you hated those that top 3 pick of the week. Hey Al, where can everybody find you at, man?
At Not Exactly Legit on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Got any websites? Any
notexactlylegit.com.
Oh,
I just blog about books, and I have a podcast. You can find it if you look hard enough.
Okay. So you got a podcast, you got a website, Not Exactly Legit.
Oh, I just did Outside the Pages on last week, Monday. We talked about Department of Truth 1 through 13.
Mm-hmm. Which was fun. Check it out, guys. I gave it a listen. I didn't know what the fuck you guys were talking about for the first 10 minutes. But
Look, I didn't either.
I was like, what's going on here? but once you guys got into the Department of Truth, I was like, okay. So yeah, man, check out that stuff with outside the pages.
Yeah, that was with Outside the Pages.
Okay, cool. And you're Not Exactly Legit on all the socials. Mm-hmm. You guys know where you can find me at Insert Name Comics on Instagram, Insert Name INC on Twitter. My Facebook page, hit me up there as well. Connecting you guys, good readers, good comic books. Oh, I'm gonna be posting a bunch of exclusives I've got available in the next year or so. Some dope ass covers, man. You guys don't want to miss out on that. That's it, man. House of Nerd Show. Another episode in the bag. Episode 30. Damn. Okay.
Older than me.
Wow, we're just gonna lie to the people now. We're just gonna straight up lie to the people now. Hey, we out, folks. We don't tolerate no lying. Get it.